You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast. And this is show number 606 for Sunday, the 2nd of August, 2026.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jayne.
Hello there, Michelle. How are we doing this bright and sunny week?
Well, all I can think of right now is it's August and I go away this month. Whoop, whoop.
Ooh, yay. Yes, I hit ADR window this past week. So, yeah, that's all nice, isn't it? When you hit little milestones like that, you know, your vacay is getting that little bit closer.
It is. It's very exciting. So what did you manage to book so far in the line of ADRs?
Well, you say me. I haven't booked them.
Okay.
Because we're meeting up with some friends when we get to Disney World at the end of September. And they're much more organised than I am and have certain things that they would like to do. So we're kind of falling in with them. But as it is, we have a Beacon Barrel booked.
Ooh.
We have GO82 booked.
Very nice.
And we have Boma Breakfast booked as well.
Wow, it's like we're in ADR sync because at the moment, as it stands, I've got those three myself.
Well, I think that just says tons, doesn't it, Shell? We are both classy ladies and we know exactly what we want.
Exactly. And I did sort of think about going and booking a couple more reservations. There still might be a few more that I might sneak in, but I have quite a lot of breakfast, so I think I'll be doing something for the podcast about where can you get the value breakfast in Walt Disney World.
That'd be interesting for my own personal preferences before I go as well. Although I did happen to see on Disney Food Blog, you know how we were talking about the Ale and Compass and the fact that you paid this extra, it was about $8, wasn't it, to get the buffet? Yeah, the buffet is no more.
R.I.P., my friend.
So you got an add-on of pastries or yogurty things, I think, and they're both $10 each on top of whatever entree you want. So whereas before, you and I would know, you go in there, you order the steak and eggs, it used to be $21, pop on the buffet extra and you got a good bargain, but no more, I'm afraid.
It's a shame because it also included a caffeinated beverage or a cold drink or... Yeah, so, do I really want to go and have the dark cherry waffles that much then?
Something to think about.
I still have a reservation slot for the day we check out of Swan and Dolphin, and that would have been something that would have been walkable to.
Very convenient, yeah.
Leave the luggage at Swan and Dolphin. We don't have theme park entry that day, so it could have worked, but we will see because plans are there to be altered, amended right up to the moment that you get charged for doing so.
Absolutely. And to be fair, Michelle, when we were there the end of last year, November, December time, we actually managed to snag Ale and Compass on the day of, as we also did for Steakhouse 71. So just because you maybe haven't snagged something, you know, at your ADR booking window, don't be disheartened because you never know. It might just work out that you can get something that you maybe didn't even realise you wanted.
Yeah. Well, talking about curveballs, Disney have announced that they are changing the deluxe extra evening magic hours from being Epcot and Magic Kingdom to Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay. Is this going to affect you, Michelle?
Yes, because I booked the Dolphin so I could get Epcot and the Magic Kingdom extra hours because the rate I got for the Dolphin was the same price as Pop's entry. Well, it's a no-brainer. What are you going to do?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But this is actually thrown a curveball because, okay, we get Epcot. Brilliant, fantastic. But we don't get the Magic Kingdom now. We get Animal Kingdom 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. The bonus being we can actually see Pandora at night.
Yes, beautiful, yeah.
So what we are now thinking of doing is trying to change our lunchtime ADR for that day at Yak and Yeti to a bit later. So getting into the park about 4, going and hitting up a couple of attractions, eating at Yak and Yeti, finishing the night over in Pandora, you know, probably hitting Flight of Passage at 7:45.
Yeah.
And then it'll be really dark by the time we come out. So
yeah, and hopefully at that point you'll have quite a nice empty-ish park as well to experience.
Yeah, true. So, you know, I'll just have to think of another way to get round the Magic Kingdom, which I have got an idea, but I'll share more at a later date once it's been set in concrete.
Ooh, she's teasing us, people, teasing us.
I know, but I'm so excited about what I will be teasing you about, but I'll tell you later.
It's a bit like the Instagram post where Michelle goes, I'm debating buying a Figment shirt.
You know I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to do it.
I think we all know by now Michelle's terminology when it comes to debating means it's already made up and monies have been assigned.
I do have a couple of Disney gift cards waiting to be spent, so yes. But we shall see. I think I'm talking myself into it. I deserve it. And next week I have got a little bit of an iron infusion going on because health reasons. Health's not great. So luckily I've been able to get this infusion of energy sorted out by the good old NHS for Monday. So optimally, I'm glad it's before my holiday, but it probably won't kick in till the last week or so of the holiday, so we shall see.
Any energy is good energy though, Michelle.
Absolutely, and my theme park planning has been slightly monitored and changed a little due to health issues, but you know what? I'm going to be there in the magic. I'm going to be doing everything I want to do, seeing some friends, having an amazing time, and what more could you ask for?
Exactly, and I think if you're fortunate enough to go as often as we both appear to be able to go at the moment, then you just appreciate it even more and you enjoy it for the being there as much as you enjoy it for the getting on things approach.
Absolutely. Anyway, we have some on this day in Disney history to do.
Oh, hit me.
One more time, baby. 1970, born on this day. Screenwriter, actor, film producer and director Kevin Smith is born. His proper name is Kevin Patrick Smith, and he was born in New Jersey.
Yeah, I love Kevin Smith.
His Disney connection, he was involved with the Clerks TV show. He was involved in a comedy drama called Jersey Girl, which was written and directed by him, released at the time by Miramax, which I don't believe is owned by Disney now, but it was at the time.
Yeah.
And then in Phineas and Ferb, he voiced the character Clive Addison.
Did not know that.
And then in 2015, he voiced a stormtrooper in Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I think most actors seem to have done some sort of role behind a stormtrooper helmet. I could get my Simon to do it. He can lay down a pretty decent American accent inside his helmet with a bit of a voice modifier on it. He sounds legit.
Absolutely. Let's just get it in that case. In 1989, on this day, Disney made a massive announcement with regards to Disney MGM Studios, and that they were going to double the size of the entertainment area over the following 3 years.
Yes, because 89 was the year it opened, wasn't it?
Yeah. 1998, if you would have been on board the Disney Magic on its maiden voyage, you will have been the very first Disney guests to actually put your pinkies on Disney's private island, Castaway Cay, which officially opened on the 30th of July.
Okay.
Its original name, if you did not know, is Gorda Cay, and it was used for the filming of Splash, which was released by Touchstone in 1984. And if you know the scene where Tom Hanks first spots Daryl Hannah on the beach, ta-da!
Did not know that.
Yeah, so quite a little bit of info on there. I'm excited that my cruise I am doing is a double dip. I get to go to Castaway Cay and I also get to go to Lookout Point. So I get to compare and contrast the two different places.
And just a little interesting sort of hook back to the opening of Hollywood Studios MGM as it was in 89. There was a splash fountain on the backstage tour. And you know how I was sending you some daft photos of me from the early 90s, Michelle, the other day?
Yeah, the one that proved that you've actually ridden Astro Orbiter.
Although I have no memory of it, that just goes to show my age. I actually did come across a photo of Simon, I think it was, in front of or next to the splash fountain.
Oh,
just random.
Cool.
Randomness that obviously all our listeners would like to know about.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Well, moving away from On This Day in Disney History to Disneyland prices.
Oh, okay. Going up, going down.
Let's hope one day they do go down, but they are not. We are going to have a quick game of Jayne, how in touch are you with the Disneyland snack pricing? Let's see how you go. So for the mini 70th apple with M&M chocolate candies, how much do you think it retails in the Candy Palace over in Disneyland Resort?
Candy apple.
Mm-hmm.
With M&Ms.
Enrobed in chocolate, marshmallow ears, chocolate bow, purple glitter.
See, candy apples aren't something I would even look at. $8.99?
Nowhere near.
I don't think it would be. About
$16.49.
No.
Yep.
Wow.
I know. I'm like, I tried one once because it was on my bucket list.
And never again?
Never again, because I'm sorry, I'm not paying the best part of $18 for an apple coated in chocolate that is not great chocolate. I don't see the value. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to admit, there was a time many, many years ago where I saw chocolate fountains in operation, realising just how much oil they put in the chocolate to make it flow. And I've got the same sort of thing about candied apples and chocolate. And
well, while we're on the topic of chocolate enrobed things, how about the Mickey Cake Pop? Now, this has got 2 chocolate Mickey ears, and its midriff is purple glitter with 2 yellow M&M candies. How much do you think it retails for as of today?
Oh, I'm going rubbish at this, Michelle. $10 then.
Not quite. $8.49.
Oh, you see, I'd have been better off. I was going to go $8.99 again. I thought, no, I can't say $8.99 again. I should have stuck to my gut, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Next one is a classic, a Rice Krispie treat, coated on one side in chocolate and literally covered in those mini M&Ms and a lollipop stick up its neck hole. How much would you reckon?
$6.99.
$9.49.
God, it's a good job I don't like these things, isn't it?
The very, very last one I am going to present to you is something I adore, and I don't care what the price is, I will be paying for it. Churro toffee.
Has it gone up?
Yeah.
$12. I don't know.
$9.49 plus tax.
Not far from when I said $12 really by the time you had everything on.
Some price increases. At some point, people are going to start saying, that's where I feel the price point. For me, we've already discussed the candy apples. I will not be buying a Mickey treat, Rice Krispie treat at $9.49. I just think the price point is not there. I don't like cake pops. I'll just have to save all my money and just buy churro toffee and savour it over a couple of days at that price.
Yeah, well, I think unfortunately this is what's going to happen, isn't it? As prices increase, whichever park it is, there's going to be a point where people turn around and make better choices, I suppose, or limit their choices to what it may well be. I know there's, an article just come out recently to do with people's reactions to lightning lanes and how they impact on their day, and obviously that's another price point, isn't it, as to whether or not you think it's viable to buy a lightning lane when we know we've had them for free in the past or at a lower cost. So yeah, interesting times.
It is. And I was also reading something the other day as well about how the table service dining options, the availability is there on a lot of places that you've never been able to get before? Is it because people are utilising their money to spend on lightning lanes because they actually want to do the attractions? Is it because of people's diet? Because quite a number of Americans are at the moment, and also theme park travellers from other countries, are on the GLP-1s. So their appetite is being suppressed and they're not wanting to eat those big 2-3 course dinners. And maybe the reservations are just being taken up by people who have got the dining plan. I don't know. Interesting, though.
Well, yeah, and I think we've talked for a number of years, haven't we, about the cost of living, etc. And, perhaps it is that point of even those of us that are very fortunate to be able to afford to get out to a Disney park of any description. As we've always discussed on this show, there are ways and means that you can go out there, still have a good time, but you don't have to be spending a fortune on top of what it's cost you to get out there. We've done plenty of articles in the past, haven't we, about giving yourself a $30 budget a day for food or whatever it may well be. And I think maybe perhaps there is an element of that feeding into it all as well.
Yeah. Well, it's exactly what I've been doing with regards to eating Paolo for dinner on the cruise. You can pay $55 and have the set menu. And to be quite honest, I don't really fancy any of the starters because it's a calamari, or I think the other one was a burrata with tomatoes. Then you get a salad, and then you get a main, and then you get the souffle. For me, 4 courses is too much food. I could quite easily do without. So at the moment, my hack for eating at Paolo for less than $55 is I'm having the agnolotti pasta dish at $12. Then I'm having the cheese plate at $12, and then I'm having a dessert at $10. So I've been able to eat at Paolo 3 courses, much less than the fixed price menu, and actually eat food that I will really enjoy.
Yeah, and want to eat as well.
Yeah, I think sometimes with these set prices, I've got to eat it because I've paid for it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And everybody's circumstances are different as well. But I think Disney needs to be careful of, as we've talked about for a couple of years now, outpricing people and people having to make choices of not buying the merch or not having the dining experience or whatever it may well be to counteract ticket prices and just the physicality and the expense of getting to these places.
We have a main feature for this week's show. And this week's feature is all about EPCOT. And we're going to talk a little bit in advance of D23. And there's so many rumours at the moment going around about a new pavilion coming to EPCOT. And I think this rumour just comes round over and over and over again. And I think we've picked out 6 possible countries, I think, and we're going to put the case for, and then we'll see if we're right.
Yeah. I say this is one of those ones that trots out every now and then, isn't it? About what's it they're going to do? Could they do? Should they do? Why would they do? And
I think in at number 1, in my opinion, is probably the most likely one, and it's Brazil.
Yeah.
So why does it scream to me? Well, we get a lot of Brazilian tourists coming to Walt Disney World.
True.
South America is completely unrepresented in World Showcase. Now, I know there's going to be tropical Americas being put into Animal Kingdom. Fine. But, Brazil's rumour has been coming back over and over for years. And if you think about it, the vibe, the architecture, can you just see this lush mix of Salvadorian, Amazonian foliage, iconic Rio de Janeiro landmarks, oh my word, it just screams it. And the food they could go crazy with. You could have a high-end steakhouse, which apart from Le Cellier, you do not have a steakhouse. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Le Cellier because I don't like eating in a dark cave with the person on the next table able to hear my conversation. I also think that we can have a bar that sells Caprianas. And, that's going to be something that will rival the margaritas from Mexico and the cheese bread payo de queso. I'm awful at pronouncing it. I'm so sorry. I probably butchered that. But I can see that being a quick serve treat because it's something that people go to specifically to order from Skipper's Canteen in the Magic Kingdom. So when I think about an attraction and the IP, well, obviously we've got Encanto. We can definitely do a boat ride that goes through the Amazon rainforest, and it can tag in a little bit about edutainment, which is the original concept for EPCOT, because we all know what is happening to the Amazon rainforest, and if something isn't done to halt this, the impact on the rest of our world could be absolutely massive.
Yeah, that's a very true point, actually. It would be kind of nice to have something that harked back to those EPCOT principles.
Maybe in a subtle way.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in your face, does it? Just,
No.
A little bit of a side nod to it all.
Yeah, and if you do think about World Showcase, it is very sort of heavy on Europe.
True.
So, what about you, Jayne?
Well, as you mentioned Europe,
Okay.
I'm going to mention Greece.
Okay.
Well, we haven't got anything particularly Mediterranean as such. You've got a lot of mythology going on in Greece. There's some beautiful architecture, lots of those white buildings, blue roofs, that sort of... It will go beautiful against the blue skies of Florida, because that's what you associate with Greece. Lots of sunshine and brightness and white and blue and, yeah, some nice sorts of food inspirations could happen. We've got a bit of moussaka, some gyros, feta cheese, a bit of a sweet treat with some baklava.
Souvlaki.
There you go, So we've got good food options. We've got good architecture options. Obviously thinking of, going back to all those marble columns and all the ancient Greek stuff, the ruins. Not necessarily ruins, but you kind of could, emulate some of those very iconic structures that you have in Greece. And there's a perfect tie-in to Disney. What movie?
Go on.
What movie is centred around Greek myths and Mount Olympus and all that lot?
The one that they've got a West End stage show for, and it's gone into one of the Disney Cruise Line ships.
That's the one. That one with the big strong man called Hercules. Little boat ride, maybe? Come on.
Do you know, that sounds amazing. And maybe they could come up with some sort of snack to rival these snacks that you can get over at Gaston's Tavern in the Magic Kingdom.
There you go. If Gaston's got his own muscular-related snack, Hercules needs his as well.
Loving it. Okay, well, I'm going to go completely off the wall here.
Oh, okay.
And I'm suggesting this location purely based on festival food that always seems to go down really well.
Okay.
Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, South Asia, India.
Okay, yeah. Now, that's the food that we're quite used to in the UK, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's got zero representation at all in India. The colour palettes would just light up the pavilion. I can see it already. The history, the architectural motifs, wonderful. The architecture, inspired by Jaipur, the grand archways, vibrant courtyards, the bazaars, the food and drink. Oh, my word. I can just see it now, having the bread service of naan bread and dips.
Ooh,
amazing.
Yeah.
Curries, street food like samosas. You can get a spiked mango lassi or spiced chai tea. So the food and drink potentials are massive, absolutely massive. And whilst we don't have as yet a Disney Indian princess, we could have a ride or walk through an experience celebrating maybe the culture of Bollywood or their Festival of Light, Diwali.
Well, Diwali would be a lovely one because that would, at night time, There must be something they could do with, akin the tangled lanterns over at the infamous toilets now, but that sort of vibe, lots of lanterns hanging around. You could have things floating in water that were lighting up. There's lots you could bring in with that.
Well, I'm sure they've got some props left over from Rivers of Light at Animal Kingdom they could bung in.
Oh, now there's a thought, Michelle.
Just saying.
Just saying, yeah, you got stuff there. What did you do with it? Is it just sitting in a storeroom somewhere?
Yeah, recycle and reuse.
Absolutely.
Where to next, Jayne?
Shall we go down under? I would do an Australian accent, but I can't do accents, and if I tried to, it would be bad. So I'll just say Australia.
Well, slight aside, this morning I spoke with my son, who is in Australia right now. He's living in Melbourne, and he has a girlfriend who is Australian, but she was originally born 15 miles down the road from where we live.
Well, doesn't that just bring the terminology of it's a small world into play?
And speaking to her today, she had a lovely Australian accent.
Well, obviously, if I was out there long enough, I'm sure I could get a bit of an Aussie accent going. But, as I've never visited, it's not going to happen, is it? So, again, this is another reason that these World Showcase pavilions are important, because if you embrace another country's culture, their vibe, it opens that up to people, and you may encourage people to go visit more or just have a greater awareness of a country. I have to confess, despite... we have our friends Kat and Lewis from Diz Down Under. I don't really know, if I'm being truthful, that much about Australia and their heritage. But you've got such a wide variety, as far as I understand, of landscapes, because you've got the very built-up areas, and we all think like the Sydney Opera House. But then you've also got the outback, which is very much desert-like, rusty reds, that sort of thing. So you've got this sort of confluence of different styles that could be brought into it. We also know, Michelle, that there's some very nice foods. There's going to have to be a barbie, as in a barbecue, because that's what Aussies do, isn't it? Go on the beach and have a barbie. Am I being stereotypical? I apologise if I'm being stereotypical. But more importantly, Tim Tams.
Dessertville.
There you go. Do we need to say any more? So you get a nice little bit of dessert on the go. And we've got some killer tie-ins. Because obviously...
Go on, what would you tie it in with?
Well, we've got two that I'm thinking of. One is Finding Nemo because of the Great Barrier Reef. But we do obviously have quite a bit of Finding Nemo in other parks, correct?
True.
Rescuers Down Under.
Ooh.
I love that little film. Very underrated. Some classic characters. Surely there's some sort of flying sort of simulation you could do. And I would love to say that I know the name of the eagle and it's kind of in the back of my brain, and if I could remember it, I would do. But you could be on the back of the eagle flying around.
True.
Escaping from the crocodiles or the alligators or whatever the snappy things were. Sorry, Jane's brain is not working today. I will apologise for that. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I think that would work really, really well. The next one I'm going to put in is only because it was originally planned as phase 2.
Oh, okay.
And to be quite honest, I think there are more diverse choices you could go with, having already got Morocco as an African country in situ. However, you've got to think about things such as the ancient civilization, the architecture. Wow. Anything to do with the past, such as, anything pharaoh-like, Abu Simbel, tall obelisks. There's the River Nile that you could go on a boat ride to. You can have so many amazing foods, falafel, shawarma, mint tea. They also like their very sweet nut-based rosewater desserts as well. I just think that is really good. And if you wanted to sort of tie it into an IP, maybe they make an Indiana Jones film where he does something in Egypt.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Oh,
anything else, Jayne?
I've got one more.
Go on.
We'll go to Western Europe
Okay.
So a bit more Mediterranean again. Spain. Now,
Ooh.
again, this was another that was actually announced on its opening day expansion, but obviously it never came through. Culinary-wise, you know, everybody's going to think of things like seafood paella, sangria, fresh churros. So there's lots of food that could be incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
I also think, and I'm a big fan of Anthony Gaudi, so a lot of his art, if you go to Barcelona and have a look around the cathedrals, etc., there is some beautiful, beautiful Gaudi murals and tile work, so that would fit in amazing, such bright and colourful. Now, we do have a Disney connection because Walt had connections to Salvador Dali.
He did.
Salvador Dali is Spanish. Now, there was a little short called Destino that was started, and if you remember, it was never actually released until 2003 when it was completed, obviously, by modern day animators, but it was something that was originally conceived by Walt and Salvador Dali. There's also Ferdinand the Bull from back in 1938, or Matadors, etc. So we've got these sorts of little tie-ins. And if you wanted to come up today, which it wouldn't be my first choice because I'm not a big fan of the film, but the film Wish was kind of set on a fictional island in the Mediterranean with lots of sort of Spanish influence. So there's potentially room for that. And Pirates of the Caribbean is kind of based with Spanish naval history. So you've got a few different sorts of tie-ins there that could potentially work. So, yeah, there's room for some thinking around that, I think.
Well, listeners, it's over to you. Which do you think would make the best pavilion? How have we sold it to you out of those 6 possibles? Which one would you be going with? Or do you have an alternative opinion of your own that you would like to present and we will share on the podcast next week? Be interesting to see what people come up with, Jayne.
Yeah, and if anybody's got any favourites out there that they would like to see.
I think we should have a subsection in England of Yorkshire.
Was that just for the tea?
Proper tea.
Proper tea.
Not that twining stuff. I mean, Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire tea, definitely.
Yeah. Brewed properly with milk. Don't try and charge me extra for the milk, Disney. I know you do this. Nice and proper trifle.
Oh, the way that we know trifle should be made, not the way that non-UK people want to make it.
Yeah, and we could maybe have a Yorkshire pudding wrap stand.
Oh.
It can be sweet, it can be savoury.
The problem is, Michelle, with picking an area of the UK, that does kind of open it up, because I'm sure there's lots of people who will be very protective and want to, extol the virtues of the own area that they come from. So whilst I have some Yorkshire ties, because I originate from North Yorkshire, so I'm kind of with you, I'm sure that there's people that are from, I don't know, Cornwall with Cornish cream teas and things, or Devon cream teas. Those, everybody's got their own little part of their own locale that they would like celebrating.
I'm going back to English breakfast and afternoon teas, and although technically it's the United Kingdom, so I'm going to have to include some iron brew.
I'm going to say, be careful, Michelle.
Yeah, we can have some Welsh cakes. We can do all sorts of other things from other parts of the United Kingdom. Anyway, before we digress and go on for another 30 minutes about something else that isn't completely connected to our podcast this week, we are going to remind you and thank you to each and every one of our wonderful Patreon supporters. Thank you for supporting the show financially. If you want to do so, it's patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, and you can get early content, extra content and goodies. You can also catch what we are up to at Diz Dream Girls on Instagram. But until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
and goodbye from me.